Archangel Michael's message today is urgent, and it is meant for you. If you are hearing this right now, it is not by accident. The enemy has been working silently in your home, using those closest to you to plant seeds of division, jealousy, and fear. Michael's warning is clear. Your sister is hiding something from you, and if you ignore it, the consequences may unfold before midnight. Now, do not misunderstand this message. Your sister is not your enemy. She is not evil. She is not lost forever. But Michael reveals that the devil often chooses the closest people in our lives, sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers, to become his instruments of influence. Why? Because their voices carry more weight than anyone else's. A stranger's insult may sting for a moment, but a sister's betrayal can wound for years. The enemy knows that if he can twist the heart of someone you trust, he can break you more easily than through any outside attack. This is why Michael speaks urgently. He wants you to open your eyes before it is too late. Midnight is not just about the clock. Midnight represents the moment when the unseen becomes reality, when choices solidify, when battles are either won or lost. Midnight is the spiritual tipping point, and Michael warns that your sister's silence, her hidden burden, her hidden secret, may be the very door the enemy is trying to use against your family. Have you felt it? That quiet distance that does not make sense? That heaviness when you enter the same room? That suspicion in your heart that she is carrying something, but she will not speak it? These are not random emotions. Michael says they are signs that the enemy is whispering into her ears, feeding her lies, and using her silence as a weapon. But Michael's shield is ready. His sword is drawn. He is speaking because he wants you to act. He wants you to understand that what is hidden must be revealed, because only in the light can healing and protection flow. Pause for a moment and think. How many arguments in families start with secrets? How many divisions are born from things left unsaid? The enemy thrives in silence. As long as your sister hides, he wins. But when the truth comes out, even if painful, his power is broken. Michael warns that the devil does not always need grand betrayals. Sometimes all he needs is for a sister to hide her pain, to cover her struggles, to pretend everything is fine while bitterness grows. By the time the truth comes to light, the damage has already been done. This is why he speaks urgently. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not wait until next week. Open your eyes before midnight. If you are hearing this and your spirit is stirring, it is because this message is for you. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. Right now, declare in the comments, Michael, reveal the truth. Write it boldly, because your words become a declaration of faith. And if you are not yet subscribed, do so now. This may be the only way you continue to receive the warnings that heaven is sending. The enemy would rather you scroll away and forget this, but subscribing ensures that the light keeps reaching you. Stay with me, because what Michael reveals next will shock you. In the next part, we will uncover why the enemy specifically chooses sisters as tools, and how their hidden struggles often become the devil's open doorway. What you are about to hear may explain things you have felt in your own family for years. Do not miss it. Michael's warning grows sharper. Do not be blind to the strategies of the enemy. He is cunning and he knows where to strike. One of the greatest mysteries of spiritual warfare is why the devil so often chooses sisters, mothers, or daughters as his entry points into families. The answer is simple but chilling. It is because their influence is deep and their bond is powerful. Think about it. A sister carries weight in your life that no friend could ever replace. Her words reach places in your heart that others cannot touch. Her approval feels like validation. Her silence feels like rejection. The enemy understands this bond, and so he twists it. He whispers jealousy, fuels comparison, and plants seeds of resentment. If he can make your sister hide her true thoughts or carry secrets she cannot speak, he can fracture your trust and divide the family. Michael wants you to realize that this pattern is not new. From the very beginning of time, families have been the battlefield. In Genesis, we see brothers turned against each other, Cain striking Abel. Later, we see Joseph's brothers selling him into slavery out of jealousy. Again and again, the enemy uses siblings, turning what should have been love into rivalry, what should have been protection into betrayal. The same strategy is at work today. Your sister is not the villain, but she is under pressure, and if she hides what she carries, the enemy will use her silence as a weapon. Do you remember the last time you and your sister argued? Did it escalate faster than you expected? Did it feel bigger than the issue at hand? That is not coincidence. That is how spiritual influence operates. A small spark is turned into a wildfire. What begins as a disagreement becomes days of coldness, silence, and mistrust. By the time you realize how far it has gone, the bond has already been damaged. Michael's warning is that these cycles are not normal family drama. They are attacks, repeated patterns designed to weaken your home. But why is she hiding? What is your sister keeping from you? Michael says it may not even be something dramatic. It could be guilt, shame, unspoken pain, or even doubts she does not want to confess. The devil convinces her that speaking will cause rejection, so she buries it. But in that secrecy, darkness grows. Secrets are the soil where lies take root, and once they grow, they twist relationships until they snap. This is why Michael says, "Open before midnight." Midnight is the moment of exposure. Midnight is when hidden things either remain buried or are brought into the light. Midnight represents the spiritual deadline, the point where choices cannot be delayed any longer. If you wait until after midnight, the consequences may already be in motion. That is why the urgency is so strong. Michael's shield is available, but you must act. You must become aware. You must pray for the hidden things to be revealed. You must resist the temptation to see your sister as the enemy and instead see her as someone under attack. She is carrying something, hiding something, perhaps even without realizing how dangerous her silence has become. If you have felt this in your life, do not ignore it. Think of the times when your sister avoided you, when her eyes looked away, when her words fell short of the truth. These are not just human behaviors, they are signals. Michael is showing you that something is hidden and it must be uncovered before midnight. If you are watching this now, pause and act. Type into the comments, "Michael, reveal what is hidden." Do not keep silent. Your declaration matters. And while you are here, subscribe. This message reached you for a reason, and the next one could carry the very breakthrough your family has been waiting for. Subscribing keeps you connected to the shield of light that Michael is raising over this community. Stay with me, because in the next part we will explore the specific signs that your sister, or another loved one, may already be influenced by the enemy. These signs are often subtle, hidden in daily life, but once you see them, you will never look at your family the same way again. And recognizing them may be the key to saving your home from destruction. Do not miss what comes next. Michael speaks with urgency. The signs are there, but many refuse to see them. They explain them away as ordinary emotions, normal arguments, or phases of life. But when you ignore the signs, you allow the enemy to tighten his grip. Today, these signs must be revealed, because once you recognize them, you cannot be deceived again. The first sign is unexplained distance. Your sister was once close, open, and connected. You shared laughter, secrets, and trust. But suddenly she feels far away. She avoids conversations, keeps her heart closed, and seems unreachable. This distance may not have a clear reason, and that is the warning. Michael says the enemy often whispers lies like, "They don't care about you," or "They would never understand you." Your sister begins to believe those lies, and in silence she drifts. That unexplained coldness is not natural. It is spiritual interference. The second sign is disproportionate anger. Families argue, yes, but when anger feels bigger than the issue, when small disagreements explode into storms, pay attention. The devil loves to magnify emotions. He pushes your sister to shout words she doesn't even mean, words that wound deeply. And afterward, she may feel regret, but the damage is done. Michael warns, if you notice arguments escalating unnaturally, do not see your sister as the enemy. Recognize the dark hand stirring behind her words. The third sign is secrecy. Silence is one of the enemy's favorite tools. If your sister begins to hide her feelings, her struggles, or her choices, darkness is already at work. Demons thrive in what is hidden. They convince her that sharing would bring shame or rejection, so she hides it. But every secret builds a wall. And behind that wall, the enemy whispers louder. If you sense that she is carrying something in silence, Michael's message is clear. Do not ignore it. Pray for light to expose what has been concealed. The fourth sign is heaviness. You feel it when she enters the room, a weight, an unexplainable tension. Her presence no longer brings joy but drains your spirit. That heaviness is not her true self. It is the shadow pressing on her, hoping to press on you as well. The devil uses heaviness to break families from within. Michael warns that you must not accept this as just her mood. Heaviness is a sign of influence, and it must be resisted. The fifth sign is fading love. When warmth turns to coldness, when care turns to indifference, when love itself begins to shrink, know this: it is not natural. Families are meant to thrive in love, and when love fades, the enemy celebrates. This is one of his clearest victories. Michael says, do not accept this loss of love as permanent. Recognize it as a call to fight for your sister, to fight for your family. Now you may be asking, what do I do if I see these signs? The first step is not anger. Do not accuse. Do not attack. Remember, your sister is not the enemy. The devil is. The signs are proof that she is under pressure, that she is carrying a burden she cannot reveal. You are being called not to fight her, but to fight for her. This is why Michael reveals these things before midnight. Midnight represents the moment when hidden influence either takes root or is broken. You cannot wait passively. You must declare truth, speak light, and invite protection now. Every moment you delay, the grip grows stronger. If you recognize even one of these signs in your own life, I want you to declare it boldly. Write in the comments, Michael, protect my sister. Do it now. Your comment is not just text. It is your shield. It is a public declaration that you are aware of the signs and you refuse to remain silent. And while you are here, subscribe. This is not just about this message. It is about staying alert for the next one. If you scroll away without subscribing, you may miss the very warning your family needs tomorrow. Stay connected, because each message is a piece of your protection. Stay with me, because in the next section we will go deeper. You have seen the signs of influence, but now Michael will expose the specific tricks the enemy uses to make your sister hide things from you. These tricks are subtle, almost invisible, but they explain why so many families are being torn apart without realizing it. Once you see them, you will never be fooled again. Michael's voice grows firm. Do not underestimate the craftiness of the enemy. He is a deceiver, and deception is his sharpest weapon. He hides his claws beneath whispers and shadows, convincing your sister to keep silent while he works in the dark. The first trick the devil uses is fear of rejection. He tells your sister, if you speak, they will judge you. If you share, they will turn against you. Fear binds her tongue. She hides her struggles because she believes you would not understand. But this is the enemy's lie. He wants her to remain in isolation because isolation is his breeding ground. As long as she keeps silent, his influence grows stronger. The second trick is shame. The devil whispers, what you carry is too ugly. If they knew the truth, they would never look at you the same. And so, she hides. She puts on a mask of strength while her heart trembles inside. But Michael says shame is a chain forged in darkness. Truth breaks it, light destroys it. The enemy knows this, which is why he tells her to stay silent. Shame is not her truth, it is her prison. The third trick is distortion. The enemy twists her perception, making her see you not as an ally, but as a threat. He plants thoughts like, they're against you, they don't care, they're waiting for you to fail. Suddenly, your sister interprets your words through a lens of suspicion. Even your love feels like an attack. The devil thrives on these distortions because once trust is gone, division is inevitable. The fourth trick is distraction. The devil knows that silence cannot last forever, so he floods her with distractions. Endless scrolling, constant noise, activities that leave no room for quiet reflection. When she is distracted, she never pauses long enough to realize the weight she is carrying. She never considers opening up, because her mind is always consumed by something else. Michael warns distraction is not harmless. It is one of the enemy's most effective disguises. The fifth trick is comparison. The devil tells your sister, look at her, look at him, you will never be enough. He uses comparison to create jealousy, envy, and insecurity. And out of insecurity, she hides even more. She believes her worth is too small, her failures too big. She withdraws into silence, convinced that speaking would only expose her weakness. But Michael says comparison is a lie. Every soul has value, and every voice has power. The sixth trick is false strength. The enemy convinces her that silence equals courage. Don't bother them with your problems. Handle it yourself. Stay strong. It sounds noble, but it is poison. True strength is not silence. True strength is vulnerability, confession, and healing. The devil knows this, which is why he twists her sense of pride into a mask that keeps her isolated. Now pause for a moment. Do any of these tricks sound familiar? Have you noticed your sister holding back, hiding her true feelings, distracted, comparing herself, or carrying false strength? These are not just human habits. They are evidence of spiritual influence. Michael's warning is clear. If these tricks are not exposed, the enemy will tighten his hold until midnight comes, and by then the damage may be hard to undo. But here is the truth Michael wants you to hear. Exposure destroys deception. The moment you recognize the trick, its power is broken. You can look at your sister with new eyes, realizing she is not your enemy. She is a victim of whispers, and instead of fighting her, you can fight for her. If this message is stirring something in you right now, do not stay silent. Comment. Michael, break the lies. Declare it boldly because your words carry authority. And if you have not yet subscribed, now is the moment. The devil would prefer you to leave, to forget this message, to move on distracted. But subscribing ensures that you stay under the stream of truth, that every warning Michael gives continues to reach you in time. Stay with me, because in the next part, we will go even deeper. Michael will show you how to confront the hidden things in love, without anger, without judgment, but with truth and authority. What you are about to hear could be the very key to restoring what has been broken in your family. Midnight is approaching, and now is the time to act. Michael's voice is steady. Confrontation is not destruction. Confrontation in love is healing. The enemy has convinced many families that confrontation only brings division, so secrets remain hidden and silence grows. But Michael says the truth is opposite. When you confront with love, you expose the darkness, and exposure is what breaks the chains. The first step in confronting hidden things is recognizing your posture. If you approach your sister with anger, she will defend herself. If you approach with judgment, she will hide even deeper. But if you approach with love, patience, and truth, the enemy loses ground. Michael says, do not fight her. Fight for her. When your sister sees that your goal is restoration, not condemnation, the walls begin to crumble. Think about how Jesus confronted those who were hiding. He did not attack with cruelty. He revealed with compassion. When he met the woman at the well, He exposed her truth not to shame her, but to free her. When he spoke to Peter after his denial, he did not crush him with guilt. He restored him with love. This is the model Michael points you toward, a confrontation that reveals without destroying, that corrects without condemning. How do you begin? Start with prayer. Before speaking to your sister, ask Michael to go before you. Pray, Michael, soften her heart. Let my words be truth, not weapons. Let her see my love, not my judgment. When you pray this way, you shift the atmosphere before the conversation even begins. You invite light to guide your tone, your timing, and your words. Then, when the moment comes, speak with gentleness. You do not need to know the secret in detail, you only need to open the door for her to step into the light. Say something like, "I feel distance between us, and I want to understand. I love you, and I'm here for you. Whatever you're carrying, you don't have to hide it anymore." Simple words, but filled with sincerity, can break years of silence. Michael warns that you must also be patient. Your sister may not open up immediately. She may resist, deny, or grow defensive. Do not see this as failure. It is the enemy's last defense. Darkness does not give up easily. But if you remain consistent in love, the walls will eventually fall. Remember, truth is patient, and love never fails. There will also be moments when silence continues, when you feel your efforts are not working. In those times, do not despair. Continue to declare truth aloud, even if she does not respond. Say, "This family belongs to light. Darkness has no place here." Michael, reveal what is hidden. Your declarations carry weight in the unseen world, even when visible change seems slow. But here is the most important part. Do not confront to satisfy your curiosity. Confront to bring healing. The enemy loves when you approach with suspicion because then the confrontation becomes another wedge. But when you approach with love, healing becomes possible. Michael says, "Your goal is not to expose her. Your goal is to free her." Never forget this. If this part of the message is resonating with you, pause for a moment. Comment below. Michael, help me confront with love. Write it as your declaration, because many people approach their family with anger, and it only fuels division. But love disarms the enemy, and your words can inspire someone else watching to choose love over anger as well. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is the moment. You have walked this far into the message. Do not leave the journey incomplete. Subscribing ensures that you will not miss the next step, the next warning, the next encouragement. The enemy wants you to stop here, but you must stay connected to finish this fight. Stay with me, because in the next section we will uncover the exact prayers and declarations you can use when confronting hidden things. These words are not only for you, they are for your entire family. They have been used for generations to strip darkness of its power and invite Michael's shield to cover every household. Michael's message is this: when you confront the hidden things, do not go empty-handed. Go with words of truth, because words are weapons. Every prayer, every declaration, every sentence of faith is like a sword in the unseen world. Demons flee when truth is spoken with authority. The first prayer is simple but powerful. Michael, reveal what is hidden. Speak it before entering a conversation. Whisper it when you sense distance. Declare it when you feel heaviness. These words invite Michael to uncover lies and bring light into the shadows. The devil thrives in secrecy, but secrets cannot survive when you call on Michael to reveal them. The second prayer is for protection. Shield my sister. Shield my family. Shield this home. Let no shadow speak louder than truth. This prayer is important because confronting hidden things can stir resistance. The enemy does not surrender easily. But when you declare protection over your family, you create a covering that the enemy cannot pierce. Another declaration you can use is direct and bold. This house belongs to light. No darkness may remain here. Speak this aloud in your home. Walk room to room and declare it. Even if your sister does not hear, the unseen world does. Michael fights alongside those who claim their territory. Every word you declare pushes back the enemy's grip. A prayer for your sister specifically can be, Michael, stand beside her, cut away the lies, the shame, and the fear that keep her silent. Let her see love, not judgment. Let her know she is safe. This prayer does not accuse, it protects. It speaks truth over her while fighting the lies she carries. There is also the prayer of unity. We are not enemies, we are family. No whisper will divide us. Say this to your sister if she will listen. Say it over your family, even if they cannot hear. Demons tremble when families unite because unity multiplies strength. Michael's shield is strongest where love holds firm. Do not underestimate the power of gratitude in your prayers. Thank God for your sister, even if she feels distant. Thank Him for your mother, even if she is silent. Gratitude invites peace into your heart and destroys despair. The devil cannot remain where gratitude flows, because gratitude shifts the atmosphere from heaviness to light. Michael also urges you to renounce lies directly. Say aloud, I reject the lie that my sister is my enemy. I reject the lie that silence must remain. I reject the lie that this family is broken beyond repair. Each renunciation breaks a chain. The enemy cannot hold ground where lies are rejected and truth is spoken boldly. If you practice these prayers and declarations consistently, you will begin to notice a shift. The atmosphere will lighten, conversations will open, arguments will lose their sharpness, and even if the change is not immediate, know this: every word spoken in faith builds a shield around your home. If you believe these prayers matter, I want you to act now. Comment, my family belongs to light. Do it not just for yourself, but for others who will read it and be encouraged to fight for their own families. And if you have not subscribed, now is the time. These prayers are only the beginning. More warnings, more strategies, and more revelations are coming, but only if you stay connected. Stay with me, because in the next section we will move from prayers to testimonies. Michael has shown again and again that when families pray, when sisters and mothers are defended, miracles happen. You will hear real accounts of protection, deliverance, and restoration that prove Michael's shield is not just an idea, it is a living reality. Michael's shield is not just a concept. It has been experienced by countless families, mothers, sisters, and children across the world. His protection leaves traces, moments of impossible rescue, sudden peace, and reconciliation where division once ruled. These testimonies remind us that the warnings you hear are not empty words. They are instructions that, when followed, release real power into your life. One story comes from a young man who had grown apart from his sister. For years they barely spoke. Every attempt at conversation dissolved into arguments. The silence between them felt like a canyon too wide to cross. But one night, after hearing a message about Michael's protection, he whispered a simple prayer. Michael, reveal what is hidden. Restore my sister. That very week, his sister reached out, admitting she had been carrying shame from a mistake she could not bring herself to share. In that moment, the walls broke. Healing began, not because of clever words, but because Michael had exposed the secret and replaced silence with truth. Another testimony comes from a mother living in fear. Her daughter had fallen under the influence of destructive relationships, and every attempt to help was rejected. She prayed daily, but despair grew heavier. One night she cried out, Michael, protect her, even if she pushes me away. That same week, the daughter narrowly avoided a violent situation. She later admitted that she had felt an invisible presence pulling her out of harm's way. The mother wept with gratitude, knowing her prayer had been answered, knowing Michael had intervened when her own words could not. There are also stories of physical deliverance. A family traveling on a dangerous mountain road lost control of their car on a sharp curve. The vehicle should have tumbled into the ravine below, but instead it stopped abruptly, balanced on the very edge. Witnesses said it made no sense. The father later confessed that, as the car slid, he cried, "Michael, shield us." He believed it was Michael's hand that steadied them in that impossible moment. To this day, they call that place the Angel's Curve. But Michael's intervention is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet, almost invisible, yet just as real. A woman struggling with depression described nights when she felt consumed by despair. But every time she prayed, "Michael, do not leave me," she felt a sudden peace settle over her. It did not erase her struggles overnight, but it gave her strength to endure another day. She later said, "That peace saved my life. Without it, I would not be here." Michael's presence was not a thunderclap. It was a whisper of hope that carried her through. Have you ever felt moments like these? Times when disaster was narrowly avoided, when reconciliation came unexpectedly, when peace entered at the exact moment you were breaking? These are not coincidences. Michael wants you to see them as evidence that heaven has been closer to you than you realized. The devil will tell you it was luck, but luck does not heal families. Luck does not bring peace. These are the fingerprints of protection. If you believe you have ever experienced such a moment, I want you to declare it boldly in the comments. Michael has protected me. Your testimony, even in one sentence, may remind someone else that they are not alone. And if you are still watching but not subscribed, pause now and subscribe. These stories are meant to prepare you. But if you walk away without staying connected, you may miss the very message that your family needs tomorrow. Stay with me because in the next part we will hear even more testimonies. Michael has defended families through storms, wars, and disasters. He has restored mothers, defended sisters, and shielded children. These stories are not from centuries ago. They are happening now, and they are proof that the same protection available to them is available to you before midnight strikes. Michael's presence has been witnessed not only in scripture and history, but in the lives of ordinary people today. His protection is not limited to saints, prophets, or ancient times. He defends mothers, sisters, brothers, and children who cry out for help in this very moment. These modern testimonies are proof that his shield is active, his sword is sharp, and his mission to protect families has never stopped. One account comes from a sister who lived with deep resentment toward her brother. For years, she carried bitterness, replaying old wounds until they hardened into silence. One night, after watching a message about Michael's warnings, she broke down and whispered, "Michael, take this bitterness away." That night, she dreamed of a warrior in shining armor who touched her heart with his sword. She woke with tears streaming down her face, and for the first time in years, she felt love for her brother again. The next day, she called him. Their reconciliation began with that prayer, and she credits Michael with breaking the chain of bitterness that held her captive. Another testimony comes from a mother living in a dangerous city. Violence was all around her, and fear weighed heavily on her children. She began praying nightly, "Michael, guard this home. Let no harm cross this doorway." One night, chaos erupted in the street. Gunfire, shouting, panic. But when the smoke cleared, every home on the block showed signs of damage except hers. Even her neighbors were stunned. She said, "I know who guarded this house. It was Michael. His shield stood at my door." There are also testimonies from times of war. Soldiers on the battlefield have reported seeing a figure of light standing with them in moments of despair. One man said that during an ambush, he saw a flash of brilliance that blinded the enemy long enough for his unit to escape. Later, he described the figure as a warrior in armor with wings spread wide. Others in his unit confirmed they too had felt something, though not all saw the vision. To this soldier, there was no doubt. Michael himself had stood with them. Even in everyday life, Michael's presence shows up. A young woman once shared how she had been overwhelmed with thoughts of ending her life. Alone in her room, she cried out, "If anyone is listening, save me." Moments later, her phone buzzed with a message from her sister, a message that simply said, "I love you. You are not alone." That simple text shattered her despair. She later said she believed Michael had stirred her sister's heart to send it at that exact moment. It was not chance, it was protection. Stories like these are not rare. They happen every day, but many dismiss them as coincidence. Michael's warning is this: do not call divine protection luck. Recognize the shield when it covers you and give thanks. For when you acknowledge it, you invite even greater protection. Have you experienced something like this? A narrow escape? A sudden peace? A reconciliation that seemed impossible? If so, I want you to declare it now in the comments. Michael fights for me. Let your words stand as testimony. And if you are still watching but not subscribed, this is your sign. Subscribe now. Each story you hear is another reminder, another shield of truth. Do not let the enemy silence your access to light. Stay with me, because the final section is coming. You have heard the warnings, the signs, the tricks, the prayers, and the testimonies. Now Michael's message will reach its climax, his final call. Midnight is approaching, and he says clearly, you must not ignore this. The last part will tie everything together and show you how to stand firm, resist the devil's schemes, and keep your family under Michael's protection. Michael's warning is reaching its peak. Midnight is near. Do not delay. Do not stay blind. Do not think you have more time than you do. Midnight is not just the number on a clock. Midnight is the moment when choices harden, when silence becomes costly, and when what is hidden either destroys or is destroyed. Michael is speaking to you now because he knows the enemy is pressing harder, whispering louder, and using those closest to you, your sister, your mother, your loved ones, as tools to distract and divide. You must not ignore this. The enemy's strategy is simple. Keep your family asleep. He wants your sister to remain silent, hiding her struggles. He wants you to grow frustrated until you see her as the enemy. He wants your home filled with cold distance so that love fades and bitterness grows. And he hopes you will excuse it all as just family drama. But Michael says no. This is not natural. This is spiritual. And unless you resist, the midnight hour will bring consequences you cannot undo. So what must you do? First, you must declare openly, "My family belongs to light." These words carry more power than you realize. Every declaration is a strike against the lies the devil has planted. When you claim your sister for light, you close the door that secrecy opened. When you claim your home for truth, you break the grip of deception. Michael's shield is strongest where truth is spoken boldly. Second, you must pray without hesitation. Do not wait until the conflict grows worse. Do not wait until your sister's silence becomes unbearable. Pray now. Say, "Michael, reveal what is hidden. Protect my sister. Protect my mother. Protect this family." Each prayer is a call to action. Angels move at the sound of faith. The enemy trembles when he realizes you are no longer passive, but alert. Third, you must confront in love. When the moment comes, speak gently but firmly. Ask your sister, "What are you hiding? What are you carrying?" You don't have to keep it in the dark. She may resist. She may deny. But your words of love will plant seeds that cannot be ignored. Michael says even if she does not answer immediately, the seed of truth has been planted, and in time, it will break through the soil of secrecy. Fourth, you must protect unity at all costs. The devil fears families that stand together. He knows that unity multiplies strength. One voice declaring truth is powerful. Two voices together are unstoppable. If you can gather your family, even just 2 or 3, and declare, "This house belongs to heaven, demons cannot remain," They will scatter because agreement is their downfall. And finally, you must not give up. Michael says, "The enemy is patient. He will return again and again to test your guard. But if you remain vigilant, if you remain in truth, his attacks will fail every time. Midnight may come, but you will be ready. And when the clock strikes, what was meant for harm will be turned into a testimony of deliverance." Now pause and ask yourself, will you act before midnight, or will you remain silent? Will you see your sister as the enemy, or will you fight for her? Will you let secrets stay hidden, or will you call them into the light? This is your choice, and your choice has consequences. If you are hearing this and your heart is stirred, I want you to take action right now. Type in the comments, "Michael, protect my family before midnight." Write it boldly because this is more than interaction, it is a declaration. And if you have not yet subscribed, this is your chance. Do not wait until tomorrow. The next warning, the next message, could be the very one that your family needs. Subscribing is not just about staying connected, it is about staying awake. Stay with me, because in the final part, Michael's voice will speak once more with clarity. He will deliver the last call, the closing words that you cannot ignore. This will be the moment when all the warnings, all the prayers, all the testimonies come together. Midnight is coming, and Michael's final words may be the difference between victory and loss. Michael's voice echoes one last time. This is your final call. Midnight approaches, and the choice is in your hands. You cannot say you were not warned. You cannot say you did not know. The enemy is cunning, but his strategies have been exposed. What was hidden has been revealed. Now you must decide what to do with this truth. The devil has been using your sister, your mother, your loved ones, not because they are evil, but because they are vulnerable. He twists their silence, fuels their shame, and turns their distance into division. He has tried to make you see them as enemies when they were never the enemy at all. And Michael warns, if you allow this deception to stand, you hand the enemy victory in your home. But you are not powerless. From the very beginning of this message, Michael has shown you the signs. You have seen the tricks, you have heard the prayers, you have listened to testimonies, and now you stand at the edge of midnight. This is the moment to act, not tomorrow, not later, now. Michael says, declare your home for light, speak it aloud, say it boldly, do not whisper, do not hide. When you declare, my family belongs to light, my sister belongs to light, my mother belongs to light, you slam the door the enemy has been trying to creep through. Your words are not empty, they are weapons. Every declaration is a strike, every prayer is a shield, every act of love is a blow against the shadows. Do not let fear stop you. The enemy wants you silent. He wants you scrolling past this, convincing yourself it's not urgent. But you feel it in your heart. You know this message is for you. This is why it found you today at this exact moment. Michael says, if you are listening now, you were chosen to hear this. That means you were chosen to act. So what must you do in this final hour? First, pray. Do it tonight before midnight. Call Michael's name. Ask for his shield. Ask for his sword. Ask him to reveal the secrets your sister hides and to break the chains that bind her. Pray. Michael, expose what is hidden and restore what is broken. Second, declare. Walk through your home if you must. Speak aloud. This family is protected. This home is covered by light. No demon, no shadow, no lie may remain here. Even if you are alone, your words carry weight. Remember, truth spoken in faith is a fire that darkness cannot extinguish. Third, forgive. Do not let bitterness linger. Do not allow past wounds to poison your present. The enemy loves unforgiveness because it keeps the door open, but forgiveness slams it shut. Tell your sister, I forgive you, even if she is not asked. Tell your mother, I love you, even if the words feel heavy. These acts of love are not weakness, they are victory. Finally, remain vigilant. Midnight is not a single moment on the clock. It is every moment when the enemy tests your guard. He will return, whispering again. But if you stay alert, his tricks will fail. Michael says, "Stand firm, and you will see deliverance." If you are still here, I ask you to take one last step of faith. Comment right now. Michael, protect my family before midnight. Say it not just for yourself, but for every person who will read your words and be inspired to act. Let the comments section become a wall of light, a testimony of families refusing to bow to deception. And before you leave, subscribe. This may be the most important decision you make today. Subscribing is not about numbers. It is about staying connected to light. The devil will try to distract you, to make you forget, to pull you away. But when you subscribe, you anchor yourself to a stream of truth and protection. Do not give the enemy that victory. Stay awake, stay prepared, stay covered. Michael's final words are these: do not ignore the signs. Do not remain silent. Do not delay. Midnight is near, but light is stronger than darkness. Call on me, and I will stand by your side. Your family is not alone. You are not abandoned. The battle may be fierce, but the victory is already promised. Choose light, and you will overcome. This is your moment. This is your call. Midnight is coming, but you do not need to fear it. With Michael's shield raised and his sword drawn, you can walk forward in confidence. Declare your home for light. Protect your family. And remember always, the devil may whisper, but truth speaks louder.